Okay.
Excellent. Hi, Favour, how are you?
Hi, Dr. Wilshire. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, yes, good. Keeping out of mischief, keeping busy, so that's all good. But thank you very much for having a chat with me. Just want to really put across how amazing our tutors are and our teachers are that produce our courses. So I'm asking you all just, can you share like what's your background? How have you got to where you are now? And why have you chosen national tutors? So it's a big load of questions there, but
Okay.
just tell us. It'd be amazing.
So, my background is actually medical. I am a current medical student and I will be graduating very soon, which is exciting. So, I started
Oh,
tutoring in 2018
yeah.
when I was at the time on my way to one of my rotations and I saw a little girl, in the train who seemed like she was struggling in math. I mean, at first I was wondering if it would be creepy to just, tell her, "Do you need help with math?"
Yeah, yeah.
But I took a leap of faith and I just, asked her, "Are you struggling in math?" And she said she was. So I helped her out and she really felt very supported. So throughout that rotation for 4 weeks, I was on my way to the hospital
Oh, hang on.
and being
I can hear other people in the background. So I can edit in a minute. Yeah.
I'm so
Right.
sorry.
That's all right. Let's start that bit again. So you saw a little girl on the train,
Mhm.
and what so you said she needed help, so you asked.
Yes, your recording has stopped though.
No, it says, oh, hang on. It says recording.
Okay, still recording. Okay. I think it's
Yeah,
still recording. We'll
that's
edit
all
the
right.
part
I'll
as well.
edit. I'll cut it down afterwards. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so yes, I was saying that I started tutoring in 2018 when I was doing my rotation at the time. So on my way to my rotation, I was in a train where a little girl looked like she was struggling with her math project. So initially, I was hesitant, thinking it was kind of like weird, a stranger telling the little
Yeah,
girl, "Do you need help with math?" But I did, ask her, and she did, allow me to help her out, which was really good. So throughout that morning, we were on the same route for my rotation. So I would always see her pop into the train, and then I would help her out, and then we would just step out on the same route, and then we'll go a different ways. So I kind of enjoyed it, and even when I was young, I've always wanted to be a teacher, right? So it was a good opportunity for me to now, I jumped on Google and I started searching up tutoring organizations near me, and at the time I was in Chicago. So I came across Tutoring Chicago, and it was a volunteer organization. So I signed up and I started volunteering. I started with the fourth grader, and then over the years I've just continued. And then 2021, with the pandemic happening, I now branched out to do it as a private tutor of my own.
yeah, yeah. Wow. So
Yes.
what's your qualification? So you're training in medicine, is it?
Yeah.
So
So my qualification
email
would be
we can email you all our problems. Yes, is that true?
yes. You mean medically related? Oh God, no! Contact
Yeah.
your doctor.
I've got this spot.
So my qualification would definitely be when during the organization we would have a lot of training for the tutors, and I got familiar with the curriculum, especially working with students in the States. But then again, math is universal everywhere,
Yeah,
irrespective of the location. So even when I came across national tutors, I really wanted to branch into something different, like further maths. I know I did that in high school, and it had been a while that I've worked with students on that course. So it was a great opportunity for me to review my knowledge, as well as it's the same
yeah,
thing when you're dealing with math when it comes to matrices, algebra, integers. So it's basically the same concepts that I've been doing for the past couple of years. So I just wanted to have that expansion in my experience
yeah,
dealing with the different types of students in the different regions. So I'm really excited for sure.
yeah. No, I was talking to Claudine before. She's doing the statistics and functional
Yeah,
skills maths. But we were just saying about the further maths, that really does help with students going, well, you have to do the GCSE maths. Yeah, have to do that. But if you want to do A
yeah,
level maths, this extra GCSE really helps to prepare those students for the content that you have to take for A level, which I did A level maths as well. I loved it, but it is a challenge. It's a definite jump from GCSE up to A level here. So anything that will prepare you for that, if you want to do maths A level, further maths is definitely a good start. So yeah, highly recommend that. So how did you find National Tutors? Because you've been one of my very first tutors that joined us, but I think it was just through LinkedIn, wasn't it? I think we
Yeah, it was LinkedIn. I think. Oh, I remember how I think your profile popped up because at the time I joined Qualified Tutors, and for some reason I think all of the followers and members that are related to the organization started popping up on my feed. So I think that's how I came across yours, and I checked your profile and I saw, oh, okay, she is, looking for tutors. Let me just shoot my shot.
Yeah. And we've got your sister as well, haven't we?
Yes. So the moment I was able to jump on board, I also told you that, hey, my sister also tutors, and then I sent the information to her and she reached out. So yeah, it was really great. I was really happy for the opportunity.
Yeah, and she does the igcse biology, so that's quite going to be quite popular now. So that'd be really good from September. I know there's a few students already going to be starting signing up with that, so that's all good. But we do need to get more people onto the further maths. I know my youngest is doing further maths starting in September at school. So I will hopefully be using the further maths as well on my own website because she might need extra lessons. It's also the structuring because you provide weekly lessons, like especially for my youngest who struggles with that routine of like she knows she's got to do it, but it's like get on and do it then. But if we send links to say right, your next lesson's available, your next lesson's available, so it gives that structure to the course to help people as well. Yeah.
So when I was creating the video and the curriculum, what I did on my video was initially the introduction with my email address so that the students can send me an email, especially for extra support if they need any additional questions that haven't been touched on the video. But also to just connect and note that, hey, it's not just a strange person on the video recording your video. She exists and you can connect with her.
Yeah, we communicate. This is it.
Right.
You email the tutors if you have a question. They're not it's not just a recording. There is a person behind there as well that can help.
So that they also
Yeah. A lot of parents phone me when they find the website and they have no idea. They are confused with everything that their kids have to do. So at least I can find that support, but it's having that support throughout the course as well. We're not just gonna. I've had it with my oldest where we bought a course and they just sent it out and that was it. But what's important here is that if you need help or have a question, email. We're only an email away, we're only a call away or whatever. So don't sit there being all confused or whatever. It's like we're human as well. We're parents, we're teachers. So we do empathize and understand what's going on because also children never tell you what goes on in school.
No, they don't. And I think that's why I initially would always emphasize in most of my videos my email address. And even with the way I would create my videos, it would show the topic of that particular lesson so that way they're keeping track of it. But I do really love that, having that rapport with my students, because it's not just about them passing the exam. Some of them will struggle with test taking anxiety, which is a whole different conversation entirely. So I do want them to know and understand that they're not alone. You can always send me an email, even if it's an encouraging message that I can send back to you and tell you that, hey, I've been there. Even as a medical professional, I still lose my mind half of the time with all my exams. But it's that additional support to let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I see National Tutors now as it's almost like a library of courses.
Yes.
You don't know this, but we're talking to people about Mandarin coming on board, Arabic
Nice.
revision.
Oh
Um,
wow.
we're going to have hopefully sign language next year when the GCSE comes out. We are
Ooh, okay.
the
Expanded.
variety. Yeah, and that it isn't just what you have to teach in schools. There's so many more
Yeah.
courses that you can do, and then keep, lower years, and then we're going to go
Yeah.
into primary as well. Hopefully,
Yes.
expand that. So, and then most importantly, the well-being side of things as well. So we'll
Yeah.
introduce that. So there's still so much more that's
Right.
going to happen, but you're one of the originals.
I will say that I definitely did love the difference with working in national tutors for the fact that first of all it's flexible. I get to record the
Mm.
video on my own time and it's remote, but also the openness of not being in the region of the UK because right now I'm in Dominica, so I'm getting to still impact knowledge even from my
Yeah.
home, but also I get to even expand my creative skill with editing the videos, making it into my own. So yeah, it's really
Yeah.
fun and exciting doing the project for sure.
Yeah. I love teaching online. It's so different to the classroom. So different to the
Yes.
classroom. Yeah, yeah, it's brilliant. Well, with the further maths, can you tell us a tiny bit about the course, what they would expect from you, and what they should maybe be doing, with regard to the lessons, how best they can use the course?
Okay. I'm just trying to pull up the course for a second because I know you're going to edit
Yeah.
this eventually.
Memorize all the lessons and the order. Yeah.
For some reason on the website, I don't see the course breakdown. Okay, perfect. Yes. So going back to your question, absolutely. I would love to expand more on my course. So my course is the Further Maths GCSE. It's going to contain topics such as number and algebra, geometry, coordinate geometry, and matrices. And I also did put a photo of the textbook that I would recommend. The
Yes.
challenge with that textbook that is more that it is more of a workbook than an actual explanation of the concepts. So whenever I create the my videos, what I do is I explain the concept first, and then I would give questions for them to be able
Mm.
to students to have a lot of time to practice. Because I realized that the explanations of the different concepts is very limited with that textbook. So I've had to use different website resources such as QMath just to be able to have
Yeah.
that supplementary resources involved. So I would say that what I want my students to expect is that math only works when you're practicing every
Yes.
day.
Absolutely. My youngest is
Yep,
doing that now, like every day, just 10 minutes doing some questions each day.
exactly.
Practice, practice, practice.
But also really having that dedicated notebook for the course because I find that some of my students struggle with knowing how to take down notes, which is an
Hmm.
essential part about being a student and preparing for an exam. So the first thing that I want them to do is get a notebook
Yeah.
dedicated for further maths, so that every day you're writing the topic and you're being able to keep track of everything that you're
Yeah.
learning. You're taking down notes from the video, you're writing the notes in such a way that you can go back to understand and you
Yeah.
can be able to go back to that note because a lot of them will write down notes and they keep it somewhere and I'm wondering how the information will fly into their minds magically.
Yeah. It's one of our teachers like said you have to be their top tip was be organized.
Mm-hmm.
100%. You should see my Google Calendar. It's totally organized. If I hadn't had
Ex-
that, it's
You'll be all over the place, exactly. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
So that's really important.
yeah, and it goes for all your studies. Keep your notes in one place.
Yes.
Keep them
Mm-hmm.
organized because when it comes back to revision,
Right. But
absolutely.
another But another thing I'm going to do is also add additional worksheets as well. So during the video, I do give them a lot of practice questions, and I would, pause on the video for them to be able to practice. And then I always say, if you had an issue with a particular question, or you still didn't even understand even after the video, send me an email so that we can be able to talk outside of the video and I can be able to explain it further.
Yeah.
So I do want them to know that this is a course that is supposed to be personalized for each student. At the same time, that constant, or at least every once in a while, communication would be very, very helpful.
Yeah.
So I am, breaking it down step by step for every topic, giving them a breakdown of algebra, the topics that are included in that, so that again, when it comes to external examinations, they're testing you based on what you should know. So the problem is, even if you never went through it in school, it wouldn't be an excuse to tell that, oh, I was never taught. No, you're supposed to know it, irrespective of whether you were taught or not. So that's why I have really broken down each of the topics. Algebra, there are so many topics that are included in algebra, such as your integers. So I want them to be aware of, we are going to cover as much ground as possible.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. Very, very experienced with the maths. So that's amazing. I think I'm fine with maths. You correctly say you have to keep practicing, and there are lots of free websites out there that you could just do that extra bit. You provide the core, the knowledge, and how to do it. It's then we can give you some examples, some practice, but if you want more, there's plenty of free websites out there. But so it's a difference. It's like, well, then why do we need national tutors if it's all free? We supply, I know, but we supply that structure. We provide the experience. We provide the completeness. You don't go, where do I start? You start from day one with us and you go through it all. We make sure you have everything you need to learn for the exams, and then we can go through more. We can go through practice papers and all sorts as well, and you've got us on the end of an email if you need us as well. So
absolutely,
you're paying not only for the whole content, but you're paying for a personalized sort of service as well. Being part of a family. That's how I say with people when they sign up. You are part of the National Tutors family. We're not going to abandon you. We're here when you need us.
Yes.
So
outside of the interview, for some interesting reason, your video keeps like focusing on coming out, like it's trying to blur and not blur for some reason.
Oh, what, for me?
Yeah, like it will go blurry and then it will come out.
Oh, don't worry about that. It keeps doing that. It's like every now and again. Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah. So thank you very much for chatting with us and sharing everything everything about the further maths course. It's amazing. I ask the tutors at the end, what is your number one top tip for any student studying? Doesn't matter what level, because you're learning, you're studying, you're going into medicine, all that sort of stuff. What's your biggest advice to anyone studying?
My biggest advice would be for you to start from your weak areas and build. So you're going from your weak areas up onto your strength, because with the weak areas, you have more time to be able to understand the concept at your own pace. And then when you get into the topics that you're stronger at, you're taking less time.
Yeah.
And it's being able to, if you can get an assessment test for whatever exam you're taking, do that assessment first, so that way you also know what your weak areas are, and then you build it up from there.
Perfect top tip. And it's something that I always say, it's like, what's the point of revising what you already know? Because you know it. Identify what you struggle by even doing question papers, past papers, something like that. Then that's what you tackle first. And yes, it's going to be horrible. Yes, it's going to be hard work and take time. But think about it. It will boost those grades and make life a little bit more less stressful as well, I think.
It really would.
Yeah. Definitely focus on your weakest link.
Yes, and I was going to also add that you also need to understand the type of test taker you are. If you're the type that is anxious for tests, Oh, that's a challenge even for me. I
Yeah,
definitely struggle with that. So you need to be able to get familiar with taking tests. So you have to do tests every now and then, even if
yeah,
it's bi-weekly or at the end of every week, just to be able to get through that aspect. Because no
mm,
matter how much you study, if when you see the questions you blank out, that's the problem.
yeah. And the more familiar you are with past papers and the structure and the type of question,
The more confident you be, yes, absolutely.
that just makes it a lot less, being in a big hall with lots of people all doing one exam
Yes.
is a nerve-wracking thing for quite a lot of
Yeah.
people. I still remember, well, yeah, I still remember coming out of my exams and they're like, oh, do you remember that question, this question? And I'm like, I don't remember anything.
Oh God, I hate that. Till
Blank.
this day, it's still one of my worst conversations
Yeah,
after every exam. I just run home. I say, no, I don't
yeah.
know anything. I don't remember
Cannot remember
anything.
anything. Nothing at all. Just like, don't even talk to me because I don't even know what paper I've just done.
Exactly, I agree.
But
Isn't enough?
that's how my brain works. It just like blanks it
Yeah,
all.
it's enough to answer for me that I've gotten through the exam. Can I live?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Yeah, I was being quite lucky this year because I emailed my students after the exams. I said, "What was in it? How did it go?" And they're like, "They can come back with full details." And I'm just like,
Oh wow, that's
"That's
good.
good," because I couldn't have done that. I'd be like, "Yeah, there was questions, and that was it."
And that's it. That's all we need to know. I got through and thank
Yeah, I
Jesus.
don't remember everything, but yeah. Oh, Favour, it's so lovely talking to you, and
Yes.
highly recommend further maths if you want to go. Just get that extra GCSE. It will really help, especially if you're doing A-level maths. It's going to be a godsend to you. So can't recommend your course enough. I think, well, I'm going to get my daughter on it as well because she's doing further maths next year. So, yeah, that will give.
But thank you so much, even for the opportunity to chat as well, and
Oh,
even
it's
just
lovely. I
interact
like
with
doing
you.
these
It's
because I
very
can actually
fascinating.
talk to you individually and go, yeah, it's really
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much. I'm gonna say goodbye now, but I will speak to you soon anyway. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Do have enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.